So yeah, I think now my stream is working as well. I will upload this video as a recent broadcast so people can review it tomorrow.
Yep. Okay, sounds good.
So yeah, we just talked about some topics that we want to mm, discuss in this coaching session. We won't be able to discuss everything here, but we will try to discuss some of these topics. And we will start with, I guess, your aggression, your triple barreling aggression in the spot. We just start here because we just used his like 25k hands, his last 25k hands, to analyze his triple barreling spots. And I mean, to run an analyze with Leakbuster, and it tells me that he's triple barreling too often, and it's not working out. So we just check out
Hmm.
this league, and yeah, we just move in some example hands. So maybe you can, we do it this way. You can talk about your thinking process first, and then I think I tell you what you did wrong or what you change or something.
Yeah, well, it's a bit difficult to remember all the hands, of course, but yeah, let's
Yeah,
see what
just try,
how it
just
played out.
try. I know this.
So it's a min bet, it's min raise. So I figure he doesn't have a good hand. So I start raising up the pot because I have ace queen versus a min bet in early position. So yeah, and he calls, and um, uh, yeah, this of course the 7-8 jack. Uh, if he calls even with a small pocket pair, he can hit. He's probably not folding queens, kings. So, but I think I'm representing a good hand because I three bet against a under the gun raise. So yeah, start barreling basically, and I expect him to fold at some point, which he doesn't. So yeah, just bet because I've probably read some article or a book that said, well, you can keep on betting these microstakes until they show some aggression themselves, and then you stop. So I think I blindly follow this advice as well sometimes, and yeah, I don't have a hand at all, so I need to bluff something. So either I stop here, which would minimize my loss to the three bet and the flop bet, but now yeah, the rest of my money goes in, and that's sad. That's really sad.
So yeah, I think your turn bet was because you realized that your hand improved with the 10, right?
Yeah, indeed,
And
indeed.
maybe he folds some one pair hands because he's scared of a 9 or something. I think that,
Yeah.
yeah, that was like part of your thinking process, maybe. I think overall this hand is like not that bad played. I will just go over the hand with my thinking process now to compare it a bit, and I will also try to help you to improve yours. So yeah, he opened min raises. I'm agree that this looks a bit weak, and we only have 5 hands, but yeah, he looks a bit loose, and maybe he's playing for fun, but we don't know it for sure. But I still like the 3-bet with ace queen. It should be fine against this guy. I would do it a bit bigger. I would go for like 35, 36, but yeah, that's like a very small change. It's not that important. So now if I see this board and I think about his range in position against his 3-bet, I don't think he's positional aware. I think he will just call the same hands that he would also call if he opens in the button or in the cutoff. So I think this board is quite dangerous for us. If
Mm-hmm.
I think his range is like insanely wide, I would see bet as well, but this is a 3-bet pot, and I think if he folds, he will fold complete garbage, like fives, ace two, um, maybe stuff like this, right?
Yeah.
So you
Well,
you only want you only want him to fold very weak hands, or do you want him to
yeah.
fold an eight, or what was your plan?
Um, I guess yeah. If he has a pocket pair lower than 8, he would fold it. But anything else, he probably got a piece of the board. If he has a 9, if he has a 10, if he has a jack, if he has a queen or better, that's overcard. So that's
Yeah.
yeah.
So we can just say that check folding isn't bad here. I think check folding is actually the best option here, or check calling, but I don't like calling against this guy. Uh, I mean it depends on his bet size, but this guy looks kind of weak, so I don't expect him
Mm-hmm.
to check the turn often behind and give up or something like this.
Yeah.
I think we will have a hard time on the most turn cards. That's the reason why I would check fold here. And I think c betting is an option, but this is not a good board to c bet. But if you c bet in a 3-bet pot, you usually c bet half pot or something, and you're going for a very large bet size, which I would never recommend against a player who looks a bit weaker, because he won't be able to adapt his ranges according to your bet size anyway. So I would bluff small or a standard amount, and I would value bet like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, he calls. You pick up some equity on the turn.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Indeed.
I think betting is not the worst, but honestly, the most NL5 player are, are not able to lay down any two pair or hands like queen eight or something with gut shots and one pair hands. So I don't think continuing here is a good idea against the unknown and most likely weak player. So
Yeah.
I would just check fold or check call.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we already tried. We tried to get him off the hand with a 3-bet. We tried to get him off the hand
This 3-bet was for
with a
value in
3-bet.
my opinion. It
Yeah.
was for
Yeah.
value. I think he calls with worse. He can have ace jack, he can have king jack, he can have queen jack, but all his hands are connecting very well on the spot. That's the problem. So yeah, I think the bet here is not the worst, because you have two gut shots and maybe you are able to value bet the river again if you hit. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not that bad to continue on the turn. But I don't think we have full equity, so we should check and decide. If he bets like really big, we just fold. If he gives us a good price, we just call. You
Yeah.
just need 30% pot odds, so you can call sometimes. And I think you got some implieds against this guy. So yeah, but you decide to bet, which is not that great if you consider that you don't got full equity against him. But
Mm-hmm.
it's also not that bad because we have a lot of equity, and maybe sometimes he's able to fold 6-7 suited. I don't know, maybe something like this. But that's like really close. So I wouldn't recommend betting. So now the river is a blank, and you could represent the nine, but honestly, if you think about your range right now, you don't have that many nine
I
X in
don't
your
think
range.
9. No, no,
You don't have any nine X in your range, honestly.
no.
But it's not because we don't have 9x. He won't think about it anyway. But I think he will have some nines, and he's not able to lay down two pair and sets. I mean, he could be able, but I don't think he is able on NL5. If he's a weak player on NL5, he will just call you with like really weird hands on the river again, and then you're fucked, and that's annoying. So I would
Yeah,
just
that's the bit the problem. I think they called I'm very light, and as you see this hand, they called with second pair basically.
yeah, I would value bet my sets here sometimes, honestly.
Yeah.
I would just shove like 8-8-7-7 sometimes, because I still see him calling very light.
Mm-hmm.
But I would just one and done. I would just play one and done against his opponent, because a weak NL5 player is not able to lay anything down. So yeah, you shove, and yeah, he shows ace 10. I mean, you played your hand actually kind of well in theory, but honestly, yeah, this guy is just really bad, and yeah, that's just the problem.
Yeah.
I think your play wasn't the worst, but it was also not very good. And
No, no, no.
against
I
this
couldn't.
against this guy, it was like really bad.
Yeah.
Okay, we check out the next hand.
Yeah. I think it's yeah. Okay.
You
Limp.
I Yeah, you isolate him. That's fine. I would go for 20 cent just
Yeah.
to increase our value. He calls. We get the flush draw. We see bet. That's fine. He calls.
We get
Uh,
a flush draw and a gutter.
yeah. Against the fish, it's again a kind of problem, because I don't know how much full equity we got, but I think we also want to build up a pot, so I think betting
Hmm.
again is probably the best idea because we increase our implied odds. We can bet the river big again on every jack, on every club.
Well, I'm also wondering what did he limp with? I mean, if I see a limp, it's usually a small pocket pair that they are afraid of getting three bets, so they limp and then they can call
Yeah, it could
the
also be a weak ace.
normal size raise. So
Yeah.
I'm guessing that he doesn't have a lot of chance of hitting his set. He has it 1 out of 10. So if he has an ace, I'm done. But otherwise, I have the best. Well, not the best hand yet, but I have a good chance of hitting my king, hitting a club, hitting the jack. So I guess I still have plenty of yeah, I would say options of getting the best hand basically.
Yeah, you have a lot of options to get the best hand, and uh, yeah, maybe you get some full equity. If you get like 10 or 20% full equity, that's fine already. And I think if he calls the turn, he will most likely call the river again, so you can value bet with your clubs and your strats very well. And maybe even your king is good. Maybe just spike the queen or something weird like this. I mean, this opponent is like really hard to understand, this kind of opponent.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't worry too much about his range. I would just think about the turn. I mean, you have a lot of ways to get the best hand, and you want to build up a pot with the best hand, and you also got some full equity. So I really like your bet. Now he checks. So he calls twice, and then he checks the river. What's
Yeah.
your thinking process right now?
Um, yeah, if he has a pocket pair, he has me beat. But there are so many overcards on the board. Like if he has a small pocket pair, as I thought earlier, um, I think he could have sevens, but I don't think he has queens or eights. So I'm guessing that given the eights and the queen, that he could lay down his eight, his six, five, four, even his tens and jacks. So I bet again. I mean,
Um,
it's
my problem in this hand is that we block a lot of flush draws. So he doesn't have a lot of flush draws. I mean, a flush draw would a hand that he can call with, and we have king high, so we will win with king high sometimes anyway. If he has a flush draw, I mean the nine sucks a bit because he could have 8-9 in clubs, and now we lose. But honestly, I'm not even sure if he's able to fold 8-9 on the river with one pair.
Mhm.
I mean, he should, but I'm not sure if he's able to do it. And if he calls 8-8, 6-6, 7-5-5 or something twice, I don't think there's a reason for him to fold on the river, honestly.
Yeah, indeed.
So I don't think he's able to lay down a lot here. So I would just check behind and give up. It sucks, but I think against a weak player like this, it's the best way to play the hand.
Yeah, but three times check call, check call, check call, and it's
Oh,
oh man,
you
I
over,
even shove.
yeah, you
Yeah.
shove. I think
So
you
what is he
want,
calling with?
yeah, you wanted him to fold.
Yes.
Yeah, but why would you shove so big? What hand would he fold now that he wouldn't fold against a $1 bet? I mean, you thought about your sizing, right? Or is it
Yeah.
like random?
Well, let me see. It's not that long ago. It's only 3 days ago, so I should remember this hand. Uh, yeah, I just wanted him off this hand basically because
Okay.
of I think that what triggered me in this hand was his early position limping.
Yeah, that's true.
And
So you put him on a pocket pair and you just want
yeah,
him to fold
yeah,
the 8-8, 10-10, Jack-Jack, and
or even sixes, fives. I mean, I don't know what
yeah,
he's going with.
yeah. But you shouldn't try stuff like this. I mean, the problem is this guy is just retarded.
No, no, I
Maybe,
am
maybe,
because I'm
maybe.
betting.
No, 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 no. That's not the. You're not retarded. You try to improve. So the problem is basically if he calls twice with sixes, you will just call again, and your bet will induce him to call even more because you're over betting, and he likes to call a lot, and he wants to hero call with his sixes. I don't know. I don't know his thinking process, but the problem is more if you put him on
We'll
um,
probably have sevens then.
small pocket pairs and on small ace x hands. I don't think he's able to lay down any pair of aces. I don't think he will ever fold a set. I mean, obviously,
No,
and
no.
Maybe he got something like Queen 7 or Queen 9 or 9 7, and he won't call this fold this either. So I don't see a reason for your bet size. You should, if you want to bluff, you should go like 150 or something. But against this guy, I wouldn't even bluff. And I think at NL5 I would never bluff or almost never bluff if a flush draw busts, because they will bluff catch everything. They just see, oh my god, the flush draw didn't come on the river. I have to call. He
Yeah.
must have a flush draw right now. And everyone is like this. They will bluff catch everything. So yeah, he just calls and he shows ace 8. Uh,
Jesus.
yeah, I put him on like a small ace or a pocket. So
Hmm.
I was kind of accurate this time. But yeah, he could also. I wouldn't even wonder if he shows 9 7 or something.
Yeah. But even calling with ace 8, I mean, after 3 times
Yeah,
betting.
the river is just a fold against your overbet, but I mean, your
Yeah.
overbet would scare the shit out of me, honestly, with ace 8. But I wouldn't even play ace 8 in the spot, so. Yeah, should we continue with triple barreling spots, or is it like enough?
um, yeah, take the that's skip the 9 8, but take the Jack 10. I think it is a pattern that I let's see what triggered here.
Yeah, okay,
So I
let's check this out.
open to go from the big blind, and yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting board. I think that's an interesting spot, and it's okay that you barrel a lot on the spot, but honestly, you have an unknown opponent again. An unknown opponent on angle 5 is most likely, yeah, it's not. He's not that strong, and I don't think you should try to make him fold a hand like Ace Queen, Queen Jack, or stuff like this. So I wouldn't even try to make him fold a Queen. But he will never fold a King. That's like 100% sure.
Hmm.
So what's your thinking process? What's like, so if you see this board, what do you think is your line against this guy?
I bet at least twice. As long as there is no, well, even if there would be a flush on board possible, I would bet. And on the turn, yeah, it depends. I hope to hit my straight. Um, I probably should, yeah, considering he has a king or a queen and he's never folding that. But again, I have a opened in early position. I can also have ace king,
Yeah, you can have a lot of strong hands.
ace queen. I can have everything. So, and he just called. So I don't think he has ace king. He might have ace queen. Um, Probably king queen is also in his range.
So, but
Queen
it's not,
queen
it's
jack king jack. So yeah.
it's not that much about his range. I mean, he contains, like, his range contains a lot of Broadway stuff and a lot of draws as well. But it also contains low pockets and maybe
Pockets.
sometimes
Yep.
hands like ace 2, ace 3, ace 4. So I would think about my line. Just, do I want to triple barrel? Do I want to double barrel? What would he fold against my bets? That would be my thinking process. I would.
Hmm.
Do you have like any? Do you want to say anything about this hand, or should I continue?
Let me. Yeah, just continue. It's 2 weeks ago, so I probably don't remember the hand anyway. So
Okay,
yeah,
so
I probably bet because it's a triple barrel leak, so that would be easy. But yeah, this is a board I generally bet twice. Um,
so yeah, yeah, that's interesting. Thing that he says. Uh, Jack 10 under the gun. You're very tight. Why are you open raising it? I mean, it's fine to open raise it sometimes, but I wouldn't do it without just stats. I mean, if I
yeah.
know that the big blind is a fish, it's okay. So it's not like really bad to open raise it. That's wrong. You can open raise it at some tables. I don't have his whole database, so he might have some stats that I don't have. That's the problem right here. So yeah, it's a loose open raise, but I still think it's fine and it's okay to discuss about the hand here. So I would try to make him fold some pocket pairs right now and some, I don't know,
So
airish hands.
would you
I
bet
would I
once?
would bet I would bet at least once and consider
Yeah.
betting again on the turn. Because if we hit, we also want to build up a pot against his King X that he's not able to fold. So yeah, he just calls and
This is annoying.
Yeah, this is an annoying card because we only
Yeah.
have 6 outs anymore. I mean, the
Yeah.
ace of heart and the nine of heart wouldn't help us that much.
Hmm.
Um, my problem is also that we don't have one heart to block anything. I mean, he could have queen jack with one heart, and he's not able to fold it. So that's like a really interesting spot. I think honestly, check folding is like insanely weak, but it's a possibility right here. But you could also just go ahead and bet one more time. It's very hard to play against an unknown in this spot, but I think we might still got some fold equity, but I'm not sure about it. What
Hmm.
do you think? What's like your my problem right now
Well,
is
this.
I don't have a read on NL5 at all.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think my hand is dead now. So the only way I can win now is if I can get him off the hand. I don't think I have anything. I mean, even
So,
if I had
ma'am,
it,
is he able to float the flop and just fold the turn with random hands?
mm,
The question is
I
not
think if he sees the flush that he can fold. But if I bet here and he calls, then he never folds.
okay. Yeah, the problem is he able to lay down a queen right
Yeah.
now? Yeah, he
Yeah, I
is.
think so. Yeah, yeah, he can. Well, I don't
Okay,
know this particular player, but the player pool can
yeah,
definitely.
okay. If you think he's able to fold a queen, I think betting again is not a problem at all. And now you bet again on the river. I mean, that are triple barreling spots. It's
Yeah.
obvious that you will do it.
But
So
this is yeah.
yeah, but the problem is just against the NL5 unknown again here. I don't think he's
So,
able to lay down a king,
so
and
the seven is also not changing anything.
yeah, that's right. It's not changing
So
anything, so he will do the same move
yeah.
that he did on a turn, so he will most likely call. And I think, I mean, he could have a flush for sure, but I think he will most likely show a king X hand. Uh, or, yeah, set is very rare. I mean, that was unlucky that he has a set, but I don't think he will fold any king X hand or something like this.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think he should definitely raise you on the flop already with this hand. So he did mistakes in
Yeah.
this hand as well, but yeah, whatever.
He missed $3.
Hmm. If he raises, honestly, if he raises
I
and mess up his sizing, you just call the flop and fold the turn.
yeah. Okay, so triple barreling is
Is a bad idea
definitely
at NL5.
something to watch out for. Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's enough of triple betting spots.
Yeah.
Three betting ranges. Do Leakbuster detected that your three betting ranges are weird? That would be interesting.
Uh,
You just check out very important. Bluffed river, river call efficiency. Ah, it actually doesn't even show a leak in three betting. That's interesting.
yeah, I want to talk about this spot there. It says 2266 uh, in the button.
But
Uh,
was it in very
in the
important?
somewhat no, in the somewhat important, I think.
Okay.
It was at the bottom.
Arm raise
Uh,
and
no, it was at the bottom of the. Uh, was it there? Yeah. No. There, 2266 limp button.
you limped really?
Yeah, that's
You
probably
limped at the.
when they limp before me that I
Okay,
hate
we can
myself.
talk about that.
Ah, yeah, that's
You just
limp is just
overcalled.
calling. Yeah.
That's fine. This call is good. I like this call.
Okay,
We
I
can
thought it was in a small blind or big
Yeah,
blind.
but we
So
can still discuss this hand. I mean, these players will do a lot of mistakes on boards like this with overplaying the queen or flush draws or straight draws. So I like your call. I really like it. Set mining is fine on NL5 in a lot of spots
yeah.
because people will misplay their hands. But why are you calling here? Why are you not raising? What's your thinking process? Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean,
Hmm.
it's a few days ago, so maybe you don't even remember or you fixed it. It's over 1 week ago, so we just skipped this part.
Um. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just too old. I mean, so now I would just raise, and if someone got queen 10, he's not able to fold it. I don't think these guys are able to fold ace queen, king queen, especially with one diamond. So I would just raise and get it in, and if they call, just shove the turn. So yeah, bet, yeah. Now it goes in, and he got
Yeah.
tens. I mean, at the end of the day, it was a setup,
Fine. Yeah.
so no problem at
Okay,
all.
but I thought it was about so small pocket pairs in the big blind.
In the big blind.
Um, yeah. Do you call that versus a late open
Yeah.
raise? Because do we get enough value if we try to set mine? That was a
Uh,
question that I had in the past, but that
yeah.
doesn't show up into Leakbuster, so we
It's
shouldn't
not.
maybe not.
No. We are not coaching Leakbuster. I'm coaching
Yeah.
you. So we just check out a big blind defending range. That's like actually one of my sample, uh, example big blind defending ranges. This one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a calling range in the big blind, and this range is made for a standard regular. So it's about realizing equity in the big blind. So some people are better post flops, so they can realize more equity than others. So if you're not good post flop, you should call less in the big blind because you won't be able to realize that much equity. So just a short introduction uh, in this chart here. So basically, you should call this against a min raise in the button or in the cutoff. I mean, cutoff is the same than the button if everyone folds, but only against the 50% range. So if this range is tighter, you should adapt by taking out some hands. You know, you get
Mm-hmm.
if the open raise is tighter with a stronger range, you should also defend a stronger range only because he's stealing less and your
Yeah.
equity is lower. So this is example. I mean, how often are NL5 player open raising at the button? 50%? Is it accurate or is it like less or more?
I would say less.
Less? Okay. So
Yeah.
this is for regular. It's not like very good for a very good post flop player. It's just for regular. So if they're open raising less, your defending should look like, I think probably take out here something. I think like this
Mm-hmm.
against the bit tighter opponent. So you just reduce your frequencies. I mean, if you really want to know it, if you really want to make very very insanely good ranges, you should figure it out yourself in some videos and against opponents. I mean, you have to learn it by doing. You have to make yourself ranges in the poker strategy Equilab tool and do it for different kind of opponents. So
Yeah.
on NL10, your defending ranges should look more like this, I guess. I'm not sure. Maybe you can still value 3-bet this. Uh, this is close. I think something like this is fine. So that's pocket pairs are a standard call in the big blind, and if
Mm-hmm.
you that's your value 3-betting range, and that's like one of our topics. And you should also bluff 3-bet if you know that your opponents are able to fold, and then you most likely bluff 3-bet suited hands, and if they're folding a lot, you also use some offsuit connectors.
Yeah.
So yeah, you should call a lot. I think
I never use offsuit hands to three bet. I
yeah.
do 8 7 7 6 9 8 6 5.
Yeah, but 9-8 is like 7-8 is like more in position and stuff like this. In
Okay.
the big blind, you have to call 7-8 for sure. It's just a too good
And
hand to
what
bluff
about
3-bet.
ace 5 to ace 2 suited?
Yeah, that are calls as well for sure in the big blind.
Okay.
If your opponent open raises 3 big blinds and has a very strong range, you should go ahead and um just fold way more. I mean, you could
Mm.
skip this hands. Probably not this, but yeah, you could just make a way tighter range. You don't have to defend that much anymore. But you should still defend a lot. I mean, you get a reduced price and stuff like this. So you have to play around with your ranges and watch some videos about it. I will actually send you a video after the coaching, so you can build your own ranges according to your level and your
Yeah.
post
Yeah.
flop game. It's really
Yeah.
hard for me to do it for you right now because I don't
Yeah,
know a
well,
lot
and
about.
for the moment, I'm using like pre-created ranges, so not really creating my own ranges, but yeah, trying to. Well, my first thought is the hand looks good. Let's let's get the money in. That's my first thought.
Yeah,
So if I'm really paying attention, I'm paying attention to ranges that I play from the different positions. But then it's more or less based not on um, ranges that I created, but the ranges that I received. And probably I don't understand the game plan behind the ranges that I received. And that is,
yeah, and maybe the
yeah,
ranges that you received are for other limits, and you don't adapt
yeah,
well on your opponents.
indeed,
That's
indeed.
also a
Yeah.
big problem. And like I said, in the big blind, it's important how your post flop game is working. So how often you can realize your equity. If you're not able to realize a lot of your equity, you should call less.
Hmm.
So, how do I get rid of hero calls? I think hero calling on the river is just a problem, a problem in your head. It's like not a game plan problem. You should maybe read the Mental Game of Poker. That's a book. I think that will help you. I don't think it's a poker problem that often. I think sometimes people just have problems with their, I don't know the English word, with their psychology. Is it right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Just it's just your brain that strikes on the river sometimes, and just that's just not. It's nothing special. Everyone has this at the start.
Well,
So
for today, for example, I watched another stream of an NL25 player, and he was folding ace king top two pair, and would never fold that. Versus a normal bet on the river, and I would never fold the top two pair. But
yeah,
there was flush possible, there was a straight possible, of course sets are possible, so lots of hands are possible, and yeah,
yeah. I mean, they don't see their hand only. Regulars
yeah,
at higher limits, they just see the opponent's ranges and the opponent's tendencies. And if he's not able to value bet a one pair hand or even weaker two pair hands on this board, he's only bluffing or he has a better hand. And if he's not bluffing, he only has a better hand left. So yeah,
yeah.
it's probably a good fold.
I was really was more or less an eye opener for me. That
So I
for me that
think
would be indeed a hero fold.
the last important example is your three betting ranges, right? I think
Uh, yeah,
we
you noticed that there were like only the value ranges that I tweaked basically.
yeah, is it right? Is it only for are you three betting only for value or are you also three betting as a bluff sometimes?
I also sometimes, but I would say it's not. Well, it's 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, and 5, 6, and then ace two to ace five,
Eh,
but not always, and I forget to do it, and that is
yeah.
my biggest problem. I
So
forget
you
to
know
do
the
it.
range, but you forget to do it.
Yes. um,
Yeah, because I see your, for example, at the button you're only three betting 4%, and if you check out Equilab, a 4% range is, uh, it's it's not even this. It's just I don't know. It's
but
just
I would not
this.
never three bet ace king offsuit, for example, or
You would never three bet Ace King offsuit
ace
in the
queen. Sorry,
at the button.
ace queen.
Yeah, yeah. That depends on your limit, but I think at the button versus the cutoff, you should value three bet Ace Queen for sure.
Hmm.
But okay. But yeah, if you as you see, I think this is like my value button three betting range, if not even wider sometimes. So if I three bet this on my limit, everyone just folds and I just don't win anything with my value range.
Yeah,
So if you don't want to get exploited, you should also add at least the same amount of bluffs. I mean, these are like 64 value combinations, so you should have 64 bluff combinations as well in your three betting range. It
yeah,
should be in theory it's the best to have 60% bluffs and 40% value hands, but that's not important. I don't even use this kind of stuff. It's not important. But yeah, you should have at least some bluffs. And if you feel like your opponents are calling like 50% or more, just go for more value three bets. If they call insanely often, just value three bet everything, man. If they call
yeah,
with Jack 10, I mean, if you think about their open raising range, I just show you a cutoff open raising range. It's just the example range. But if he's calling a lot with his 3 bets, he might also call hands like Queen Jack suited, Queen Jack offsuit, and stuff like this. So if he's calling a lot, you should value 3-bet only, but you should extend your value 3-betting range. It's not like if your opponent is not folding against plus 3-bets, you should just value 3-bet. You should play extended value 3-betting range.
Mm-hmm.
So I will also give you some content about that. But yeah, I don't want to explain it like very deeply and show you the exact ranges, but because I don't think you will remember them
That
tomorrow. I will just
that's not
send you a video.
necessary. Yeah.
Yeah, I will just send you a video about it and give you the content, and then you can just um, learn it in your free time. So still topics. We can just, if you want to, we can. Do we have like marked hands of your past games?
I don't think they were
Maybe it's even
imported
marked
here.
in. Yeah, I don't think
No,
it's important.
I don't think the marked hands are imported.
Yeah, do you have marked hands? We can
Uh,
switch to your desktop and
I
check some
think I
marked
have some.
hands.
Yeah, I think so. Wait, let me try to find it. But my holder manager is currently hanging. You have problems with holder manager sometimes?
Yeah,
That it's
sometimes.
slow or
Yeah, I have a
yeah.
really insane computer, and my holder manager crashes sometimes as well.
So to close it and restart it.
Yeah, and some guy just
And what
tells you
what
that
were
you.
the other Leakbuster leaks that we had?
Yeah, we
Uh,
can walk through again.
so
Uh,
we had
but I wouldn't go too crazy with the stats, honestly. I mean, it shows somewhat good things, but a lot of things are correct, and you're just exploiting your opponents. So the most important was your triple barrel bluffing too often. I agree on that. You're
yeah.
not aggressive enough. That might mean that you're not check raising very often. I mean, overall, not value betting light enough. But I also think you're not check raising very often in the big blind. Maybe. Very important was bluffed river bet and river call efficiency.
Marked hands. Do I have marked hands? Yes, I have marked hands. We need to find them.
So yeah, you're not c-betting enough. That's also a big league, I guess. You should c-bet a lot, but you should slow down afterwards a lot as well, because people don't know how to check raise very well and how to float the right hands.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would love to go for some marked hands right now. You have some? I just wait. It's no problem.
Yeah, I have some. Wait. Let me. How do I get this to you? By
No, you don't.
dates?
You
By
don't need.
hands?
You
Ah,
don't
we
need to get
switch.
it to me. We just switch the team viewer slot.
Can we do that?
Yeah, we can. I can do it.
And it's a shame because in my 32k hands, I only have like a few marked hands. Let's. Yeah, this is an all in, so I don't know why I marked it, but
Yeah, you
probably.
can show me. Maybe it's interesting.
So bet and shove. So what do you do here? Ace king suited under the cutoff versus button.
Yeah, he's not full stack. You have to call it. I mean, maybe on NL5 it's close already, but this is honestly it's just a call. It's fine. And you got uh, Ace 8. Yeah, so it was a good call actually.
I think it was from today. Yeah, it's from today.
Yeah, I mean it sucks, but it's more like whatever. Maybe you go for all hands or something like this, and maybe it shows more marked hands then.
No, it's this is
This
I don't know
filter
why
works
I'm.
still, I think.
Oh yeah, indeed.
Yeah, maybe it's more. Oh, no hands? Maybe it's just loading or something? Okay, just go 250 again. I think that's a bit better than no hands. Okay, we just killed it. It's done.
Right, loading overall, and then marked hands. Yeah,
Okay,
and then like this. Last 1,000. Refresh. And marked hands. No, it's the same.
yeah, it's fine. Let's just continue with the next one.
This one is queen. So it's also from today, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. So I started adopting opening 2.5x from
That's fine.
the button instead of, and I get 3-bet by this guy. He's 3-betting 40% of hands, but yeah, only over. No, that's his fault. So yeah, he's not 3-betting a lot. 5.6, so it's the last number.
So yeah, but wow, that's you just said that he's not 3-betting a lot and then you value 4-bet, or is it like a bluff 4-bet? I don't know.
Yeah. Let's call. Check,
Uh,
check.
why would you why do you 4-bet the hand?
Yeah. So this was a completely misplayed hand.
Okay. Yeah, but
Yeah.
the most opponents on your limit are not 3-betting enough in the small blind, so you should call a lot and don't value 4-bet a lot, because they will only 5-bet with ace king, aces and kings and queens, and that's not the range you want to run against with ace queen suited. She had fives.
That's why I marked the hand, so I could investigate this player later.
Ah yeah, okay, yeah, he misplayed it, but you shouldn't 4-bet it.
Yeah.
Honestly, even ace king is sometimes a call. I mean, against this opponent, ace king is definitely a call. You don't even need to broke with ace king there, because I think you should have a post flop edge against this opponent. And if you're calling ace king and you're in position, you can't do a lot of stuff wrong. So I think calling with ace king, the 3-bet, is actually more plus EV than getting it in, because if you get it in, you only have like a few percentage more or less against his range. That's not like a very big EV that you gain. But if you call and outplay in post flop sometimes, your EV will be bigger. So at NL5, it's completely fine to call sometimes ace king in position against small blinds.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Okay, so this one as well, it is again button.
yeah, this
Bet.
depends heavily on his ranges.
Yeah.
I mean, if
So
he's 3-betting a lot, it looks like, but it's only 22 hands. We don't even have to
yeah,
look at this. Yeah, we don't even have a sample. So
three
it,
hands out of 10. Yeah.
so now it depends how you want to create your range. If you think your hand is too bad to call, I think 4-betting is a fine idea. But
Yeah.
you need the overall
Uh,
the
well,
overall.
my mistake here is, well, they usually I get a lot of faults in this position.
That's good.
But my problem is this was my fault. So he 5-bets and I call. So that was my mistake. And then I check fold. He
Yeah,
shoves.
that's fine. But honestly, if you say they fold a lot, it's a very good hand to 4-bet bluff with.
Yeah.
But if he's 3-betting a lot, you could also just call with this hand and 4-bet with other hands, just
Mm-hmm.
offsuit hands, like queen jack offsuit, ace 10 offsuit, king 10 offsuit is also fine 4-betting hand, but only if you know that he's 3-betting a lot. So I think this 4-bet is fine, but only if you feel like it works often enough.
Yeah.
You don't need to have a 4-betting range at NL5 if it's not working. It's fine.
Don't know why I marked this hand. Probably because the player bluffed the aces. Check call. Then he bets.
Wow, this is so weird. But
And
yeah,
this
I
is
would I would just call down. It's fine. Calling down is fine. The only spot you could think about playing the hand
that,
another way is the flop. I think you could skip the c-bet and check call, but I think c-betting is fine most likely against an 10 opponent. I think c-betting is the key to win at the micro stakes, so you should c-bet a lot, so it's fine. Yeah, and then you have to call down. There's like no other way to play the hand. Maybe you could even value raise the river, but
yeah, the
it's a
reason
bit
why
close.
I basically mark my hands to review the player afterwards
Yeah, that's
because I
fine. We can still
he
talk
marked.
about the plays a bit. It's fine.
This one again is probably the same because I see you have a 90% equity when it gets in on the flop. So.
Oh, this is a
Yeah.
deep stack. Oh no, it's not deep stack. It's N10. Yeah, just get it in. That's fine.
Just get it in.
Yeah,
Okay.
kings and Battle of Blinds. It's just no. You should never. I mean, you can do that, but honestly, this looks even stronger than your actual hand is. You shouldn't five bet small or anything like this. Just if someone four bets you with a decent size, just jam it. That's fine. It doesn't look strong or weak. It just looks like a five bet, and it is a five bet.
Well, I only have one hand on this guy. So.
Yeah, so the standard play would be shoving, and yeah, I mean maybe you induced something, maybe it worked against this guy, but
Yeah.
honestly, if he really wants to call, he would
Well,
call all in.
since I only have one hand on him, he probably only had one hand on me. So he might have thought, well, this is a new guy. Let's see what's
I don't think he's thinking at all, honestly, because he's not full stacked and he's playing NL10 without a full stack and stuff like this. I think he's just playing random stuff.
yeah,
So
call,
I would
call,
still just get it in. I mean, it's not bad to five
check,
bet,
check.
but five betting looks kind of strong sometimes.
So okay, the other hands are not that interesting.
So yeah, I will just give you some content via Skype, and I think our hour is already done. We found
Yep.
some interesting spots, and yeah, I'm happy with the coaching. I will just upload it on my Twitch channel, so everyone can review it tomorrow. And yeah, I think we cut here.
Yeah, that's good. That's great. Thank you, Roman, for
Yo, no problem.
spending the time with me. And I hope the viewers also learned something.